All right. So today we are going to see how to create a template. Like you can create your own style, but the basic fundamentals, whatever I have followed, and I have simplified something that I wanted to share with you people. Let's dive into that. Before that, I will show you my template. I have two types of templates. You can see digital assets. First one I will show look just okay. Now primarily we want to bring the assets inside, right? So what we can do? So we need permission. I will show you how to create this digital asset. Before that, let's go inside and we'll see. Okay. Now, if I have any assets, I want to bring it inside, maybe FBX, OBJ, or USD or anything. Now, we have many options. In Katana to, I think, Katana and this all will look same. We can file import like sublayer. One more option for to soft create where we can create inside. And this is soft import, like we can just import your file. You cannot go inside, but we can import from the disk or from the soft level. This is reference. So yeah, this is a powerful one. We can reference whatever the file we created with the material or anything. This will help more. And this is one more method. We can, yeah, for set assembly, or if you want to bring many assets inside, you can use this one. Then this is a scene assembly. Yeah, this all I will show you once. So we can create like soft import or soft create, then sublayers. So in this mostly depend on the situation, we can use any of these things. For now, I will show you. I have brought one demo model from inside. Okay, nothing fancy. When you double click inside, you can see this one, test model. This is the test model I brought it inside. So obviously it will be connected to the output node. Then whatever you want, you can bring it in. I mean, anything you can bring here. Even you can go for file and you can bring your file inside. That will be connected here. Okay. I think for now it's not needed. Then I brought some assemblies. These are example files from inside. Okay. This you can create and you can save it into disk, and later you can re-import this one. Okay. You have option to bring it back as a USD file. So once you brought all your models inside, next you need any background. For that you can make it merge node and create one more separate, or you can add it here itself. But for the cleaner, you can add it like separately here. Okay. Now this is the one. Now subdivisions. You want to give some subdivisions to this, so you can add it here. This is the main node, render geometry node. So it depends on your render engine. You can choose one. Okay, Karma or RenderMan or anything. Add one edit mesh. Sorry, mesh edit. Then you can define this one as a this is prune node. Okay, now we will come to this one. While working, if you want to do some pruning, I don't want to see viewport everything. So what I can do, I will prune some of this. Sorry, in the wrong place. Here. And even I don't want this guy. I forgot. I think. Control click and you can do. These two will be inside. Okay. Now, secondly, I will disable this one prune part now. You are creating on a material library where you will define that material systems, like which you want to do. So for now I'm showing for the Karma. If you want for the RenderMan, then you need to create RenderMan builder. So this one. So same thing I created for Karma. You can go inside, you can create your material. Let us see. For now, we'll go to Karma inside. I just used it on Material X for a demonstration for this one. Okay, nothing else. I used one ramp, some noise, and code. That's it. So once you created your material, you want to assign to this models. For example, this one. So what I can do. So once you create it, just clear this and just autofill. It will show all the materials you created here. So this is the material I want to assign to where. That is the point here. For example, I want to assign to this. I'll add one more 3 here. So you can select by all mesh, or you can throw it inside, and you want the material now. You can click on this, it will go to the materials. That karma one is done. So already I have assigned in the top, so it will show. So it needs some light. Then yeah, why it's not showing here? Because I am moving through the object level. It's almost somewhere here. Maybe, I don't know, but I will flag from here. Yeah. So wherever you get the flag, it will render from there. So this is the light per default. I added on HDA, right? See, after the materials, we need one light. That is the section you need to create. Yeah, how you can create this one. These are the backdrops you want to create. Just select this, and top over here, you can see this. You can add it one. So you can delete if you don't want. And you can rename them by double clicking on the top. The next node is camera mainly. So just flag from here. Flag from here. Now go to the camera, and you have that. So you can create many cameras, and you can add a merge and bring it inside. If you want some angle, like different angle like this, I want to create exactly like this. Get the angle. Control click. It will create exactly on that angle. Okay, but for now I don't want this. It will go through. Yeah, if you have many cameras, like you can, I will disconnect this. I want to bring all this to. Select both, alt click, it will create a merge, and you can add one more merge here. Merge. And just connect. So now we have two cameras. Right, and the camera. Whatever the name you give here, it will appear. Test cam. Yes, test cam. That's it. Now after the camera, we need to set up some final one. Okay, for now I'll show you both the render setting. This is why the node graph is powerful. So you can create a number of settings. You don't want to create so many versions of files to render. You can add many render list here. So for now I have two lists. That is, one is for karma. So I'm rendering through karma. For that, what are the things? These are the main orders required. Okay, otherwise you will not get properly. First, we need the CryptoMate. So if you are not using CryptoMate, you can ignore this node. I'm using that, so I want it. So how we can see here, you have the list, render list. But now it's not showing because I'm rendering through the viewport settings. So when you keep your mouse on the viewport, the rendering area, press D, you have that setup. From here, the render is going on currently. So I don't want to means, then I can change to the final setting. Final setting is this one, kernel setting. So now you can see all the passes here. So normal pass, let it render first. Yeah, you can see it's rendering. Now you can check one by one all the passes. This is depth pass, normal pass, this is UV pass. It's all required for the compositing. So now that I can see. So we'll change to viewport setting. That's it. So now the order. Once you added the CryptoMate, then render was. The render was or passes. So what are the passes you want? You can enable here. Diffuse, beauty, indirect, many other. So you can choose what are the things you want. Once it is done, then you need one render product. This will decide what are the products you want to render out. Okay, so by default you will see everything. Okay, so this list will go very big like this. Space again on it. So to avoid that, what you can do, remove that last one, press star. So that's what I have done here. Just put one star. So it will render all the passes inside available. Okay, that's it. Here you don't want to change anything. Let it be as it is. It's needed, but for this demonstration, not needed for this one. And you can even define what is the size you want to do. So that I can do it here. No need here. So again, if you are deciding here, then you need to change every time here and there. This is null node. Simply I added for one. It has one purpose that I'll show you in the advanced template system. In few minutes we'll jump into that one. So finally I added one kernel setting. The settings I added, simple thing. Sometimes if you want to avoid that heavy render, if you're adding so much of 3 smooth, okay, the subdivisions. So mainly you want to focus only on the camera angle, then you can give your camera here, which camera you are rendering through. So it will avoid that subdivisions, which is not weaving through this camera. Then the basic settings, you can follow this much. Yeah, this is giving good output finally. I didn't get any noise. If you want, you can increase, you can play with these settings. So diffuse, I can give D4. So in this case, I don't have reflection now. You can remove. If you want to see, move out. The blue bouncing is from the ground. You can avoid that one. Camera effects, if you need, you can play with this one. For now, I don't want any motion blur, so I'll avoid it. I'll leave it as it is. Only I'm playing with the daisy. Then image out. Keep it gaze better. Gaussian filters. I keep it as it is. I didn't change anything, but it's coming very good. And this passes already we have defined here. Only in this area you can add extra for the lightings. That I'll show you in the upcoming advanced one. That's it. The catchy, you can give the number of buckets while rendering. The buckets will stick very big, then it will wait for the entire area to complete. So if you reduce little bit down, minimum 16 to 18 is good. So the small buckets will happen, then it will render faster. So we will change to settings. Okay, this maybe you may get confusion. Like if your PC is having how many cores, those courses will be taken to this count. So number of cores, render will make very faster. And also if you have big size, that one bucket will this much big, like for example. So until this area is rendered, then only that core, the bucket will move next area. So if we make small pieces, so automatically once that is done, that bucket will move. You can see the render speed now. Yeah. This is the basic template setup. So for a recap, you can use the sublayer to import. You can import this file from anywhere. This is for you are creating inside itself. Okay, you can create a inside Houdini, or you can bring you an outside file from the file node or anything. So now that is the one. The one more method is to import. The same thing, you can import from object level. Object level, right? I think you can jump to stage to object. For example, you are creating something here that you wanted to bring that one. So that part I will cover in the next advanced one. So I'm into stage now. Okay. One more is reference. This is for USD purpose. This you can create your USD here and you can save it to the disk. So that will help when you're using this one. Okay, layout asset. So the other method, I mostly use this one. So you can bring your own assets inside and you can clump it here and bring back these all the other things. 1, 2, 3. I used these 3 from here and I brought it as a subnet. Nothing else. If you get inside, you will see this much. Okay, then that match will come to your subdivision side. So this is optional. This is required for your troubleshooting. You can configure what it has to be done. So I had some issues in the file. So then I used to, I'm commanding this software to what it is. I'm just telling that it's instanceable. So if it is not instanceable, then you can remove this. Okay, for now it's not needed. This is where you're giving the subdivisions. Mostly I use Arnold. So in the Arnold, you have iterations. Set the iteration, how much and what type of I'm using. Cat clerk. Mostly we can use 3 maximum. Then if you go above that, then depends on your mission and requirement also. If you have enough good subdivision from other software, then you don't want to go beyond 3. So for now, in this case, I don't want anything. Okay, then this one is overall, like this is global. These are defining one, like you are telling for Arnold, Karma and everything. If you want it for global, so then you can use the edit mesh edit. There you can define everything. keep in mind it accepts only mesh, no other components. See, this won't take in count, so you need to use the mesh. That is one important thing. If you're throwing this one inside, it won't take. So you need to use the mesh inside. Then this is the prune mode. It's important. Make a habit of creating this all setup. It will help you. Then material library, where you want the materials to be created. Like you can create a number of materials. How many you want. Later you can assign. Select all, press L. It will clean up our list. Then this is the area. So now you created 4. Just update here. It will show all of them. Okay. Then you can assign where you want to assign. So if I want to assign to this guy, what I can do, I will use this dummy. Sorry, I took wrong, I guess. Yeah, I applied, but it's not taking because priority. What is? Now it's taking. You know why it is not taking earlier? Reason, when you're assigning something, already it's existing some map or materials, you wanted to give the command like what is the priority for that. Then you can change it into full render. It's only in the render time it will take that material as a count. Then you're giving the strength. This is what I was giving, that stronger than the previous material. So that ignores. Now if I give this one weaker than that, automatically it will change. So it's weaker. Means the secondary material. This is the primary now. So this is one tip you can keep in mind. Then the lighting. Lighting part also I'll show in the advanced one. This is single lighting. So you know how to create the camera and merge it. Finally, you can create this one for the camera. No for the renderment. If I'm using renderment material here, we'll go to material lab inside. Okay, let it be. You have option, you don't create this one, just you need a surface layer. That's it. Connect it to final one. That's it. We'll give some different color. I'll take red, no problem. Now if I see here, the test is game. So we will assign to something else. I'll add third one. To this guy we'll assign. So better you take the geo, throw inside, select the material, and where is the renderment? Yep. So as I said, it's not overwriting the existing one. The material binding. Go here, give the command. So it's rendering now. So in Karma, yes, we can render, but finally we need to render through renderment. For the renderment, we will use the first node, render wall. You can choose whatever the render you required. Okay. Mainly, I usually take this one, normal. And if you want, you can take alpha and Gaussian. Then UV required for me. Albedo, direct. If you want shadow matte, you can take it. The mats separately are there. The depth bus, that's it. Then the product, as I said. For now, I'll remove this. Choose anyone, and you can see only one pass here. So if you're not seeing this one, the passes, don't get panic. Just go inside and switch to your final settings, so you can see now all the passes. Okay, because the material is not from the renderment, that's why the passes won't show. That we can see in the later tutorials. I'll switch to maybe GPU or CPU. Yes. That's it. So all working. Now up to this render product, what we have to decide here, give star. So it will take all the passes what you decided. Okay, those things will be here. So now the render settings. Render settings, I didn't mess up much, just I used that camera, which camera I wanted to render, then the resolution, then the output path, AOVs as it is. Already we have separate AOVs here and RAWs, right? We don't want to define in these settings. By default it will show. The extra thing for the lighting. This part, this you guys know already. That's it. Path tracer. Then this settings is good for my render. The settings all I kept as it is, common. Like few of them I have changed here. Here also I have played with for my projects. That's it. I didn't touch anything here. Used also. So that's it. Then you use on final SD render rope to write to your disk. Okay. Then choose the frame range whatever you want, and choose CPU better. The CPU, if you don't have enough memory, then it will die. Better choose this one. And this one for render setting, it will take from your settings. So that you need to load from here, the settings. That's it. The output. We don't want to touch anything here because already we have defined in this where to save. So this is very simple one. Yes, obviously you don't forget. You click this, then render to disk. That's it. The frame range you can decide. You want a single, then you can single. If you want the ranges, you can give the ranges. Then this is the padding, offset paddings. How you want to render. If you want to render everything 180, then you can give it 1. If you want to skip 1 or 2 frames, then you can decide here. That's it. This is for render one. So we will go to the final one. I have modified a lot of things from here. This is for common, and yes, I will tell you once all you've done this, what you have to. I'll stop the render. What you have to do. Forget about my template. So if you have created one thing without this, okay, now forget about this. So this is the setup you already done. So what you want to do? You want to create as a HDA. So what I had done for my HDA, select everything. You will see this one. Okay, click on this. It will create. Now this is the major part. Okay, so you wanted to do HDA means there is an option, create a digital asset. You can give your names. You can decide. So it will take mine like this. Then the area where you want to save. You can choose your path, custom path. For now, I will take it. Test 1. Leave it as it is. Great. This is the warning because by default it look for some path for the assets. Okay, for example, lighting HDRI, it will look for my local path. You can, before deciding, you can choose one common path or keep it in the native Houdini. Then you can direct it from there. Then for other assets, the paths are coming from different areas. So that is the warning. You don't want to worry about this. That's it. Once you create it, you can decide that inputs. Do you want some inputs to control for other things? So in my case, I don't want. Keep it this to 0. Then parameters. What you can do the parameters. Okay. For example, once you create the subnet mask, you want to do something control from the outside. You don't want to get inside, right? So now it's unlocked. So you can double click, go inside. For example, this setting. I want to change the resolution feature. So just throw onto this. So you can give some label names here. And you have some Python codes, you can write it down to control through codes. Then what else I want to control? Yeah, this if you want you can throw, but in my case I don't want this. Yeah, pretty much that's it. For example, single, that's it. Warning. Okay, go outside. You can, when you select this, you can see here. So you don't want to get inside and look for the setting to change. Everything you have the control that off. So whatever you want the controls, you can change it here. For example, how we can change, right click, type property, then go to this parameter. You don't want to change anything, just here. So I want to control this settings. For example, I'm using camera, right? There is a dazing. This dazing part I want to control. So I can throw on all of them. How much subdivisions you required. Now accept. Okay, you don't want to worry. Come back. When you select, you'll see all of them. Yeah. So directly I can control how much subdivisions I want. If I want 25, some jagged edges will come. So minimum 10 is good. So like that. So this is done. If you want to store it into your disk, right click and say this node type, it will lock. Then match const definition. It's done. So if this is done, so if you want to recall this, you can check it in your digital asset. It's created. I'll delete all of them. Okay, nothing is there. So just tab SRS, the recently I created one. Ready. You have entered it. You can work before that. Right click, allow. So you need to allow that one. Then you can go inside and you can change whatever you want, and you can. So once everything is done, just match current. That's it. It will save to disk.